Alright guys, here real quick, just before we get to the shooting footage, I want to explain what you're about to see. I was having an issue shooting specifically MagTech ammunition through this. We were shooting Federals and they were firing just fine, and then I was having a bunch of misfires with MagTechs. I was making some stipulations during the video what I thought might be causing it. I suggest you watch the video and see for yourself what issues I was having. And I came home and did a little bit of research on the ammunition and the firearm itself, so we'll have a little conclusion at the end as to what I think is really the issue or possible multiple issues, and how I'm going to correct that, try to correct that. Alright, I'm going to shoot this Rock Island M200 38 Special. I'll shoot these American Eagle 158 grain lead. You going high?
I think it's high.
Alright, aim at the bottom of the target. Apparently I'm shooting high. Oh yeah. Damn, that's high. Let me try that again. Alright, I'm going to put one more cylinder of these lead 158 grain Federals through it. And then I'm going to put a cylinder of these 125 grain. They're MagTechs. Full metal jacket, flat nose. See if it changes the impact zone at all. Where'd that go?
Bullseye.
Oh. Yeah, that's me moving.
Wait for it.
The fuck?
Huh.
Huh. Good primer hit.
Yeah.
See if I can get that. I don't know if that focused, but top cartridge there. Hit the primer. See what it looks like in comparison. Well, this thing won't focus, but it looks like it was a little light. Maybe the primer's harder. Well, we'll see.
See if you can strike it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. the fuck? They look the same. I cocked it and it feels weird. Like it didn't click.
Yeah.
This one might do it then. Let's see. I don't know. Cause this one felt the same. That was 6, right?
Yeah, it should be 6.
I thought. Well, I grouped those ones a lot better. That's interesting. So, this one's definitely a light.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if these primers are too hard. This one right here looks a little lighter than the rest, but we'll shoot some more from the Federal and the Magtech, see if it's just the ammo. I don't know if these. Sometimes it like the ones that, I don't know if it's just because it didn't go off, but it almost felt weird, like the hammer didn't hit as hard. I don't know if that's just me because it didn't go off, or we'll shoot some more, see what the hell's going on with this thing, see if it's just the ammo or the gun. It's clean. So, all right, here's 6 more of the Federal, and then we'll do 6 more of the Magtechs again. So these are Federal 158 grains. All right, those are the Magtechs we were having issues with. Those fucking Magtechs. Didn't go off, right? Yep. Okay, so that gun. Alright, so it must not like those Magtechs. Primers are too hard or something. There's another one. I'm gonna put a few more cylinders through it, but it's gotta be that shit.
That's on 1 round.
Alright, well that is good to know. This thing does not like the Magtechs. Whenever you're ready. That was the same one, right?
Same exact one.
So that one, 2 primer strikes and it still didn't go off.
3rd strike, ready?
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be a dud round. think that was 6.
I think so.
Just run through it. Did you hit it 4 times that time?
Yeah.
Wonder if I'll pivot it. Will not fire. I turned it so it hit it on a different spot.
Yeah.
Alright, let's try this again. So here's the Federal. It's all 6. Try these Magtecs one last time. Of course they're going to work that time. But we only had failures with the Magtecs, so.
Yeah, it doesn't like them for whatever reason.
Alright, so not that Magtec's shitty ammo. I've shot Magtec for years and never had an issue until now, so I don't think it's the ammo. The M200, I don't know if it's just mine or all of them, but I'll have to research it when I get home. But I'm guessing that the firing pin just strikes a little too light for those Magtecs. Maybe the primers are harder or something, so I would definitely stray away from Magtecs with this gun. But I don't think it's the ammo. Obviously the ammo is causing the issue, but I don't think that it's bad ammo. It's like I said, I've shot Magtec for years, never ever had a failure. And we have, shit, I don't know, 5 or 6 today, so I just think this revolver isn't striking the primer hard enough. Alright, I got more of these Magtecs, so I'm going to do one more cylinder and shoot slow again this time, like when it messed up on me. I don't know. Now it's working fine.
Could have just had a couple bad primers.
You decide. First one, Magtec. Does not like these Magtecs. That's 3 out of 6. Okay, again, Magtech's not working out of this. We had a few cylinders work just fine. Didn't have any failures with the Federal. Tons of failures with the Magtechs now, so fully convinced that primers are just too hard on the Magtechs for this thing. Or, you know, something wrong with the gun, but I mean, it shoots the other ones fine. And there's primer strike on every single one. Shoot, you bastard. That's 2 strikes on it now in 2 different places. 2 primer strikes now. Spun the bullet, try to get it. That's what I had to do with the other ones that refused to go off. I'd spin it, hit it in a different spot. Let's try 3 now. Alright, so as I stated in the video, all the Federals worked fine. I didn't have one single misfire. We had multiple misfires with the Magtechs. Sometimes we were able to just pull out the cylinder, spin it back 1, close it, pull the hammer again, and restrike that same bullet, and it would go off the second time. Sometimes that didn't work, and we would have to spin the cartridge inside the cylinder of the gun so that the firing pin would hit it on a slightly different location, and then we would get it to go off. And sometimes that didn't even work, and we had to try that multiple times. Now right there's your first hint that something's not working right, because, well, a good firearm should strike the primer dead center and always dead center, which would mean that if you spin the cartridge inside the cylinder, it wouldn't matter. It's not going to hit it in a different spot on the primer. So there's our first problem. But as far as the research goes, I've used Magtech in my 9mm and my 40. I've never had a problem with it. I was reading online, and I thought maybe it was just 38 Special that had issues, and that's not the case. 38 Special did seem to have more hits for issues with Magtech ammo, but I found people having issues with 9mm and 40 as well. Same thing, like misfires. They got a primer strike, but the round did not go off. And then I researched the pistol, and I came up with similar issues I was having, light primer strikes, to where ammo wouldn't go off. And it wasn't just Magtech, it was various brands of ammunition that they were having this problem with. So I think we're kind of dealing with 2 problems at the same time here. I found complaints about Magtech ammo, about misfires. They got a primer strike and the ammo doesn't go off. And I think that's because their primers are a little harder than other brands, and I'm going to show that here in a second. So I think that's part of the problem with the Magtechs. I think the primers work, they're just a little bit harder. So if you don't have a strong firing pin spring or whatever, a hammer doesn't hit it hard enough, depending on whether you're shooting a hammer fired weapon or striker fire or whatever. Magtechs may cause some issues in some guns because the primers seem to be a little bit harder. And as far as the pistol itself goes, I found some complaints, like I said, of light primer strikes with various brands of ammunition. Which brings me to the third issue, which I also found other people complaining. I'll try my best to get this to focus. Like I said, these primer strikes should be dead center, and they're not. It's hitting high. You can see that right there. So here's the Federal. And every single Federal cartridge that, I mean, I got over 50 shells here we retrieved. Okay. I think they were all with the gun in the beginning. Well, not all of them, but most of them. So you can see it's not center like it should be. But those are the Federals, and look how big the firing pin punch indent, or whatever you want to call it, is compared to on the Magtechs. Look at those little dinky things. Okay, every single Federal cartridge had a big ass indent in it like this. Some of the Magtechs had these little indents. Some of them had slightly bigger indents like that. And see, there's the ones we had to spin. There's a double strike where we spun it there on the first one. And the second one, if you look close enough, that's actually 3 strikes. Every Federal looked like that. Half of the Magtechs I found had itty bitty little dents like that. And the other half had bigger dents like that. So it was inconsistent. I think that clearly displays that the primers tend to be harder, because every single Federal looked like that, and the Magtechs are a mix between these little indentations and bigger indentations. Okay, and so, well, I would say I'm guessing, but you can clearly see on the ones where we have multiple primer strikes, because I had to spin the cartridge trying to get it to go off, because a second hit on the exact same spot still did not make it fire. We had to spin the cartridge. Little dinky indentations. So sometimes they worked when it just made a small indentation like that. And when it didn't, that's what we were dealing with. Having to spin them to get them to strike in a different location to finally get them to go off. Sometimes. So I think that's a clear indicator that the primers are harder than on the Federals. And like I said, I've found other complaints of that, specifically Magtech ammo. So I think that's what's going on there. And like I said, I also found complaints of light primer strikes with the M200 and the M206 with various brands of ammo. So basically, it seems like Magtech is known to have harder primers, and it seems like the M200 and 206 pistols are known to have light primer strikes. So mixing those two in conjunction is not a good combination. So I think that's what's going on. I think there'd be plenty of other brands of ammo that would be fine through this, but given the history that I found on this pistol and the obvious history and results of this Magtech ammo having harder primers, I would not recommend shooting Magtechs in the M200 or the 206. I mean, sure, if you want to try them at the range, yeah, but I was actually thinking about keeping those in there since they were a hotter load and with the flat nose as, you know, backup self-defense, but that shit would have got me killed right there. So, there you go. I would stay away from Magtechs with these pistols. Also, you know, the pistol should be striking dead center, which it's not. So, I mean, it's a cheap pistol, but you got 3 issues in one here. You got hard primers with the Magtechs. You got a gun that doesn't hit primers that hard, and it's also hot hitting it off center. So it's just got 3 things working against it. And like I said, it worked absolutely fine with the Federals, and I'm pretty sure I could try which I will be. I'll try a few other brands of ammunition that are probably going to work just fine out of it, but the Magtechs are definitely giving me issues, and I'm not the only one that's had those issues. Other calibers, other pistols, same issues. The primers are definitely harder than some others. So now, as far as fixing that, other than not using Magtech ammo, I saw one post where someone was claiming that you could put a 9-pound Smith & Wesson spring in there out of I want to say J series pistol, but don't quote me on that, or J frame or whatever. So I'm gonna look into that. Hopefully be doing that. I'll post a video of how to do that, and then we'll try the Magtex after that, and then see if it'll eat through them no problem. That's the claim I got, that after they changed the spring, it would eat any ammo without a single misfire. So hopefully I'll be doing that here shortly, do a how-to video, and then I'll post up results afterwards. So, and on one last final note, I'm gonna bet that there's other people out here that shoots the M200s and the 206s with Magtech ammo with no issue. But I bet they have dead center primer strikes. So if your 200 or 206 actually hits in the center of the primer like it should, I don't think there would even be an issue here. So I hope this video helps the M200, M206 community here. If any of you guys have these pistols, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know how yours works, any issues you have, what ammo works, what ammo doesn't. I think I'm going to get a lot of people saying they don't have any issues at all, which is, pretty much what I expect. My firing pin just seems to hit a little too high, and I think that's why we're having issues. But you guys leave me some comments down below and tell me your experiences. Help out the community. Maybe there's ammo we should stay away from. Maybe I just need to get this thing aligned better so the firing pin strikes dead center. Thanks for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button for me, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.